Well, joining us on the phone line right now is Pakistani journalist Ms. Mehr Tarar. Thank you very much, Ms. Tarar, for joining us. Are you aware of the joint statement that has been issued just now by Mr. Shashi Tharoor and his wife, Sunanda Tharoor? And do you have anything to add?
No, I just wish them well. And I hope she stops tweeting to me and stops tagging me and stops talking crap about me on Twitter. I hope that happens.
Right, she's made a series of allegations, including that you have been stalking her husband. You have been sending messages to him at all odd hours, and you have, in a way, been trying to destroy their marriage. How would you respond to that?
I have a question for all the anchors, for all the news channels, for the media, for everybody. How does one stalk somebody on the phone? I don't even know. As I said to 3 different people since I've been talking this morning, how does one even do that? Seriously, आप लोग मुझे समझा दें ताकि उसके बाद at least it will make sense to me. How can anyone stalk anybody on the phone? How is that possible?
Right, Mr. Tarar, so you're saying it's not even possible to stalk someone on phone. So why do you think Ms. Sunanda Tharoor has been making these accusations against you?
And please ask her. She's the one who tweeted from his account. She's the one who said it was hacked. She's the one who said it was not hacked. She's the one who gave interviews to Economic Times and Indian Express. She's the one who's been tweeting to me. The whole world can see her. And I want to say thank you to people on Twitter, Indians, because they have been very, very wonderful to me. They've all been appalled by what she was doing to me on Twitter. And people's response has been wonderful because I don't think anybody relishes the idea of a woman trashing another woman on social media, if justified or unjustified. So people have been, the response to her tweeting attack on me has been very negative, and I think that's when she decided to pull her punches and, decide to do whatever she is doing now. And I don't have anything to say. I follow Mr. Tharoor on Twitter. I have spoken to him. I have met him a couple of times in the company of many, many people. I have interviewed him. I've written about him. I've tweeted about him many times. I've commented speeches on his books. And that's the extent of my interaction with him. If she has a problem with that, you have to ask her why she has a problem with that.
Right, she even called you an ISI agent. How would you want to follow up on that?
Yes, I want to ask you, and I want to ask all the channels in India, how do they allow somebody to come on national TV and call somebody an agent, an ISI agent or a RAW agent or a CIA agent? How does that work? How is that allowed? How can anybody just come on national TV and trash people like that? Right now, I'm in the drive-through of McDonald's with my 14-year-old son, and he's shaking his head and he's rolling his eyes because I'm a stay-at-home mom. I worked for 2 years as an op-ed editor. I'm still writing for the same paper. I will be doing a TV show for them next month, inshallah. But other than that, this is what my life is. I tweet, I write, I look after my kid. I've been to India twice. I have tweeted about it. I've written about it. I'm one of those Pakistanis who want peace between India and Pakistan, and that's the extent of my interest in a country which I think is wonderful because of your movies, because of your actors, because of your culture, because of your traditions. There are a number of things I love about India, and I've been very vocal about my admiration and things about India that I love, and that's about it. The fact that so many Indians have supported me on Twitter since this thing happened should tell you something about who I am. You can Google any of my articles and see what I write. You can go on my timeline and see what I tweet, and you can be a judge of it yourself. What have I done in India or in Pakistan or on Twitter or anywhere or in my articles that would say to anybody that I am an ISI agent? How is that possible? What did I do in India? Everything I did in India in my 2 trips is on my timeline, is in the articles that I wrote. So why would a woman, for whatever reason, whatever dislike she has for me, would go on social media and electronic media and trash me like that?
Right. Mr. Tarar, just one last question. With this joint statement that has been issued now by Mr. and Mrs. Tharoor, would you want to put an end to this controversy here and now?
Yes, I wish them all the all the best. I'm very happy for them. I hope he's, as I said, I have a great deal of respect for Mr. Tharoor. I wish him all the best. I want him to have a very happy marriage, and I want him to have a great election. I hope he wins. And as far as his wife is concerned, I hope she stops, tweeting the way she does, and then it becomes very convenient for her to say that she was hacked and she was misunderstood and this happened and that happened. And I mean, to say on Twitter one day that the account was hacked, then the next day she said to the newspapers that no, the account wasn't hacked. She tweeted, then to go back on her statements, please ask her why she's doing that.
Do you expect an apology from her, Mehr Tarar?
Somebody who tweets the way she does, somebody who trashes another woman the way she does, I don't expect anything from her. She would never have the moral courage to say that what she said was wrong. It's one thing to assign blame the way blame should be assigned. आपको किसी के कपड़ों से प्रॉब्लम है या आपको किसी शक्ल से प्रॉब्लम है या आपको किसी के कैरेक्टर से प्रॉब्लम है, that I can understand. But for somebody to go on Twitter and go on electronic media and call me an ISI agent, I mean, I'm just amazed when she says these things. Why doesn't any anchor in India ask her, what have I ever done for her to even suggest, to insinuate that I am an ISI agent? I've never ever met an ISI person in my entire life. I have tweeted so much about ISI that it's against ISI that it's not even funny. Pakistanis hate me for that. And I tweet the way I tweet in a way that would make me very unpopular in my own country. But incidentally, I have a reputation of telling the truth.
So why do you think this diatribe was launched against you by Sunanda Tharoor? Was there some sort of misunderstanding about the relationship that you have with Mr. Shashi Tharoor?
Yes, because I interviewed him in her absence. He was not around, and then I don't know. Maybe she thought that I praised him too much. I don't know. I have no idea. You would have to ask her, because as I said, I wrote an article on him. You can Google it. It's called Meeting Shashi Tharoor. I wrote 2 articles on Delhi. Those articles can be Googled too. And then all the tweets in which I tagged him or not tagged him are on my timeline. Please check those. You see, I mean, if there was anything that had to be hidden, I wouldn't have written about him, or I wouldn't have tweeted about him, or I wouldn't have tweeted to him. I've always praised him. I think he's a wonderful writer. He's a wonderful speaker. He's the kind of politician India and Pakistan should have. And I've always admired these things about him very vocally. Even my son knows about it. He's sitting in the back. Even he knows Dr. Tharoor indirectly because I've always praised him. I've praised a few other people. They are Pakistani people, so their names are not relevant here. I love Shah Rukh Khan. I love Amitabh Bachchan. I've written articles on them. I wrote a 1,700-word article on Chennai Express.
All right.
I mean, that's who I am. I feel very positively towards India, and I try to do what I can in my capacity to enact whatever change I can. I can make 2 Pakistanis think positively about Pakistan, and I can make 5 Indians look at Pakistan in a different way. I feel I have done something worthwhile. That's about it. That's my interest in your country.
All right, so you're saying all these were unsubstantiated allegations, and it's for Sunanda Tharoor to explain why she made that statement. Mehr Tarar, Pakistani journalist who's in news right now because of the series of tweets that was sent out from Shashi Tharoor's account, which the minister claimed was hacked. Now, of course, he's issued a joint statement along with his wife saying that they need a break from all this controversy. They're trying to put a lid on this controversy after a series of these tweets were sent out. Thank you very much for joining us.